Right. So this is what I want from shows like this. Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. Today we got a fantastic 30-minute Calling All Devs about the death of a spaceman with Richard Tyrer and Chris Roberts. Possibly two people who may know something about Star Citizen. I wanted to quickly do a shout out from the community and say thank you Chris Roberts for hosting today's show. It's super important that the CEO takes the time to give us his vision and the game progress in great opportunities like this. So thumbs up for Chris. Here's what you need to know in 3 minutes and 42 seconds. All of this started in 2013 with the original working document called Death of a Spaceman. Some of it was updated with the concept of the Apollo, and of course there have been more changes with the addition of the Cuddy Red and all of the new mechanics that launched with it. Chris started out by saying that he wanted to add consequence to dying in his game, which is why this has been a core goal in Star Citizen's creation. Chris also reminded us that in the 80s, some games were brutal, as there were no save points, but they were still somehow fun. Death of a Spaceman also incorporates the idea of persistence in your ship and gear by adding consequence in loss, so that would add to repair and commerce game loops as well. If things have no value, then there wouldn't be a reason to play as a medic or repair ships. Taking too much damage over and over means death, with a penalty in passing your wealth to a new avatar. He wants us to value our life. Richard confirmed that body dragging was the first step, and they're working to add the 3 states. Downed would mean that your health hits 0 and you need help from a buddy to rescue or paid service to recover you. Next was dead to the point that you'd need to be respawned, leaving your body and going to a hospital, as he put it. He said that would result in you becoming a clone of you using your DNA, and that you would be able to actually travel to where you died, see your corpse, and retrieve your gear, providing it hadn't been stolen by someone else. Chris confirmed that this would only be possible after full persistence, and after that, the disappearing body that we see now with a respawn will be removed and replaced. This sounds quite like some mechanics from Diablo and other similar games, and a complete departure from what we were thinking from 2013. But to me, initially, this doesn't sound bad. The more times that you're cloned, the less stable your DNA is, resulting in a state where you may not be able to go back. The third was actually being so far gone that you needed to pass on to a new character. This will be heavily tied into the player-actor status system with all of the regular factors such as air, hot, cold, hunger, thirst. He then spoke about new factors such as performance-enhancing drugs and chemicals that might keep you going. He said that a fracture would compromise your character, and repeatedly taking more and more damage would break the bone, and eventually you'd lose the limb completely. The quantity of damage will dictate how much time and work it'll take to get you repaired. The MediPen is a placeholder, and in the future it'll have a much more limited effect. For example, a MediPen will not repair bones or repair severe trauma. You'll physically need to go or be brought to aid. The down state can be reversed by the newly demonstrated Medigun, which will restore you to the point where you can decide to go get help, or perhaps you decide to keep going, knowing that more damage will get you closer to a total loss. The healing gameplay means that there's a real need for cooperation and teamwork. You'll need to choose if you want to risk it all and end up at the hospital, or if you've had too much and turn around and seek out help. They mentioned several times that a total loss loop will have a proper tax that'll pinch a lot more than a little. Chris confirmed that the cost of rescue will be much lower, which is a great motivator to play together. Persistence in inventory, commodities, medical care, protection, all of these will come together and themselves become their own complex game loop. Chris said that it's a long road to develop, but once these are fully meshed together, it'll fundamentally change how we play, resulting in the final qualities of Star Citizen. Chris also confirmed that despite having a clear idea of what the final game will look like, our feedback is constantly changing the final version as these parts are added to the core. Jared asked about the status progress and development. Without giving any dates up, hospitals being added in various locations, working more on actor status T1 with booze, adrenaline, and other drugs. If you saturate on drugs to overcome adversity, you're going to eventually hit a max level and need to take a break, or this cumulative damage will start to kill you. This was a truly great show that was worth the watch, and I actually believe that I'm going to be able to flesh this out more in the future, so please stay tuned for that. That's it, fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.